Tim Lincecum has Seattle roots. It's where he developed his skills. It's where he wore the purple and gold for the Huskies. But ever since then, he's wearing the orange and black. Today, he takes on his childhood team for the second time in his career. Giants, Mariners, Lincecum, next.
Day baseball here at AT Park, and it is a beautiful day to wrap up this short two-game series, Giants and Mariners. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. All positive thoughts. Nothing about any streaks. You in with that?
I'm absolutely in with that.
All right.
The one thing about the Giants right now, when they come to this ball game today, they can't think about the win-loss column. They can't be thinking about stat sheets. They can't think about streaks. They think about the thing that they can control. The one pitch you're about to throw, the one swing of the bat you're about to take, and the one play that you're about to make on defense. And those things are the key. Simply play baseball and outplay your opponent. Then you take your chances.
All right. We are psyched. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do all of that right after these messages.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-time automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Giants' woes at home have been troubling, to say the least. Dropped 9 straight here at 2nd and King, and today they need to snap the skid as they wrap up a 2-game series against the Mariners. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and this will be the last Giants home game before Father's Day coming up this Sunday. And for most of the members of this Giants team, Dad has played a major part in their path leading up to the major leagues. Such is the case for Joe Panik, his dad, a constant sounding board. Here's what he had to say. It's brought to you by Wendy's.
Dad, he was, the I guess leading force into my baseball career. Definitely the guy who got me into the game and for the love of the game. I mean, we first started watching games. Instead of watching cartoons, we'd turn on the Yankee game because me and my brother wanted to watch, baseball. And we always, go to the park. And he's my best hitting coach. He knows my swing, and anything I ever needed in the game of baseball, if I ever had any issues, I'd always go to him.
Stop by Wendy's this Father's Day weekend, June 20th and 21st, where 50 cents from every Frosty sold will be donated to the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption. Wendy's is committed to helping every child waiting in foster care find a forever family. See participating Wendy's for details.
Well, the Giants hand the ball over to Tim Lincecum today. He needs to be the stopper and snap this skid. He's going to face J.A. Happ of the Mariners. You got all that coming up, including lineups, first pitch, and, of course, Crook and Kite. Enjoy. Stay with us.
Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-time automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Giants' woes at home have been troubling, to say the least. Dropped 9 straight here at 2nd and King, and today they need to snap the skid as they wrap up a 2-game series against the Mariners. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and this will be the last Giants home game before Father's Day coming up this Sunday. And for most of the members of this Giants team, Dad has played a major part in their path leading up to the major leagues. Such is the case for Joe Panik, his dad, a constant sounding board. Here's what he had to say. It's brought to you by Wendy's.
Dad, he was, the I guess leading force into my baseball career. Definitely the guy who got me into the game and for the love of the game. I mean, we first started watching games. Instead of watching cartoons, we'd turn on the Yankee game because me and my brother wanted to watch, baseball. And we always, go to the park. And he's my best hitting coach. He knows my swing, and anything I ever needed in the game of baseball, if I ever had any issues, I'd always go to him.
Stop by Wendy's this Father's Day weekend, June 20th and 21st, where 50 cents from every Frosty sold will be donated to the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption. Wendy's is committed to helping every child waiting in foster care find a forever family. See participating Wendy's for details.
Well, the Giants hand the ball over to Tim Lincecum today. He needs to be the stopper and snap this skid. He's going to face J.A. Happ of the Mariners. You got all that coming up, including lineups, first pitch, and, of course, Crook and Kite. Enjoy. Stay with us.
The Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Hey, now's a good time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 63 degrees here at the yard. See winds at 9 miles per hour. Humidity at 70%. And it is mostly sunny. All right, here's the lineup that Tim Lincecum is going to be facing. It'll be Morrison, Smith, and Cano. Cruz will be the cleanup hitter. Then Kyle Seager hit a long home run off of Affel last night. And 8 of his 11 home runs have come on the road. Followed by James Jones gets his first start, followed by Miller, Zunino, and then J.A. Happ.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the veteran Tim Lincecum. Lincecum in his 9th year at the big league level. This is his start number 13, 6-3 with a 3.33 ERA. For Lincecum, who has 54 strikeouts at 67 2/3, you're going to see a fastball. It goes high 80 to 90. He'll 2- and 4-seam, mostly 2-seam that fastball. He's got a curveball, a slider, and a split finger fastball. And with Lincecum, it's always about knee-high location. When he establishes the knees and he has fastball command, he's going to have a good day. Lincecum coming in here trying to be a stopper, trying to stop a couple of losing streaks. Aware of the situation, and he knows the importance of early zeros in this game. Give your offense a chance to relax. And that'll be the challenge as he takes the ball today. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Lincecum. For the Giants, starting in the outfield from left to right, Brandon Belt is going to be in left field, joined by Pagan and Aoki. Crawford and Duffy will be on the left side of the infield. Panic and Posey on the right side. Andrew Susak, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Logan Morrison. He will lead things off here in the top of the first inning. Mariners with a record of 29-35. And the first pitch of the game is down low. So we get started right on time. Morrison last night had a good game. He went 3 for 5. Here he cues this one off the end of the bat to Duffy. And that's how this game gets started, with a 5-3 putout. And that'll bring up Smith. Seth Smith, who seems to end up somewhere in the West, whether it's the National League West or American League West. A's, Rockies, Padres, Mariners. I think that's it. There's a strike up in the east.
Ooh, nice curveball from Lincecum.
Kind of making these things up as I go along.
I'm with you on that.
I hope it's close to being true.
It is true. Good split. So right away establishing his specialty pitches, which is what you have to do.
And if you're going to play in the West, that means you're going to face a guy quite a lot, as that pitch is in the dirt. Smith has faced Lincecum 44 times. It's Hirschbeck behind the dish, then Welke, Tom Payne, and James Hoy.
Good zone with Hirschbeck. It's a wide zone. You'll see wide strikes on both sides of the plate.
Pokes this one foul down the left field line and out of play.
And with Hirschbeck, you really can't classify him a low ball or a high ball ump. I mean, you'll see both lows and around the knees, and you'll see some belt high strikes. Very quick fuse. He's not the guy you can argue with. But he will absolutely run a tight ship.
Overshift is on. Look out. Pay attention. Smith, by the way, overall 11 for 44 with 3 home runs, 3 walks, and 11 strikeouts against Tim Lincecum. Good take by Smith. It's 2-2. Tap foul, so Smith putting on a pretty good fight.
He's definitely getting some pitches out of Lincecum.
That is a fact.
But the thing that's significant is Lincecum's not hanging anything. Everything is sharp. Everything is breaking down to the bottom part of the strike zone. That's where he needs to be.
Hit into center field for Pagan. And that's out number 2. So a good battle won by Lincecum. And here's Cano. Cano last night went 2 for 5. And he's off to a slow start, although I think we can get past the fact that it's the start of the season. We're in June.
Well, based on the 5 at bats we saw last night, the slump is over.
I would think so. He hit the ball hard, had good at bats, and almost every at bat. A high fastball, 1 ball and no strikes.
I don't think that Robinson Cano is too overly concerned about it at this point.
Think he's got job security?
Yeah, I think he does.
Think he's got financial security?
Yeah, I would think that he does.
I think he's probably going to find himself in the lineup a lot. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Curveball's big and quick. If there is such a thing, he's doing it right now. 12-6 break because of the high over-the-top release that he has and has always had.
Hit up the middle, and Crawford's right there, and he throws him out. Nice defensive positioning for the Giants. Aoki to lead things off. Happ. It'll be Aoki, who's got ownage on Happ. He will lead it off, followed by Panic, Pagan, and then it'll be Buster Posey. Brandon Crawford in the 5th slot. Duffy, Belt in the 7th slot. Susac hitting 8th and Lincecum 9th.
On the hill today for the Mariners will be J.A. Happ, the 6'5", 205-pound left-hander in his 7th year at the big league level. This is what he has done in 12 starts. 3-2 with a 3.72 ERA, 52 strikeouts against 16 walks. You'll see a low 90s fastball and three types of specialty pitch: a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. And the breaking balls really are very, very good. They're strikeout pitches, both the lefties and righties. You'll see more changeups to righties than lefties.
So here's Nori Aoki. In at third is Seager, and the first pitch is a called strike. Aoki last night went 1 for 4. Panic to follow. I'll tell you what, not only is Seager in at third, but Miller is protecting the hole. I don't think I've seen a shortstop play in that spot in a long time.
I mean, they really pinched the 5.5 hole. And you also take a look at how they've pulled the outfield over to the left side. They're playing Aoki like he's a left-handed or right-handed pull hitter.
And he hits away from the defense.
You see it at bat like that, and you cannot convince me that he didn't do that on purpose.
Or at least try, right?
Let's take a look at that defense the Mariners will employ today behind J.A. Happ. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Smith, Jones, and Cruz, the best arm in right field. Miller and Seager on the left side of the infield. Cano and Morrison on the right side. Mike Zunino, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Joe Panic. So his average at 311, and he takes a strike. 0 for 4 in the game last night, which is a bit unusual for Joe Panic. Angel Pagan to follow. Tap slowly to second. Cano will step on second, and that's it. Did they get in the way of each other?
I think they did.
That cannot happen.
Brad Miller, the shortstop, coming over to take the throw. That never came. And when Cano decided that he was going to try and take the play himself, Miller was right there in his way. So what should have been a double play. They never get off a throw to first base. Wow.
And here's Pagan.
That happens like the first or second day of spring training when you're trying to get to know each other. Maybe.
Pagan hitting .274. And he takes a strike. A couple of hits last night to break an 0 for 19.
Which I'm sure he slept a whole lot better last night than he has in a while.
Absolutely. Runs that pitch inside at 90. Pagan is 2 for 9 with a double. Lifetime against Happ.
Hey, you look at the Giants lineup today. There are 4 left-handed hitters in the lineup against left-hander J.A. Happ. You might think that's a bit unusual until you look at some of the numbers.
Maybe another double play ball. And this one is, and that'll end the inning. Second inning coming up. 0-0.
Hudson on the Giants' recent struggles. He says when things are going good, you're probably not as good as you are, and when things are going bad, you're not nearly as bad as you think you are. And that's great wisdom. And that is our Geico quote.
Here's Nelson Cruz. Cruz takes down low. Cruz during the regular season has never faced Lincecum, but that would not be true in postseason. Bounces this one to Duffy, backs up and throws to Posey. 1 out. So Lincecum pitching to contact, 4 up, 4 down. And here's Kyle Seager. Seager hit a home run last night. His 11th of the year. Giants put the overshift on for Seager, and he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. So Lincecum started, stops. And takes another strike, so it's 0-2.
Seager not looking fastball. And you'll see a lot of guys look off-speed stuff on Lincecum because he only throws a fastball about 28% of the time. So they'll sit secondary speed.
And he just got a piece. So it remains 0-2.
Take a look at our Exmo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer as we highlight Lincecum as to how unorthodox. And look at the extension. And has always had remarkable extension in everything that he does for a guy his size. A few years ago, he was pitching opposite David Price, who's 6'7", when we were in Tampa. And you looked at where their plant foot was and where their stride step mark was on the mound. And Lincecum had a longer stride to home plate than the 6'7" David Price.
Belt moving over, and Belt's going to make the running catch. Do not try to trick the baby giraffe. He can run him down.
Well, we're going to make that our Ford right choice. And why not? Not an easy play. I mean, he was played over towards the left center field gap. And the giraffe gets his long strides going. And once those sweet hands touch it, wraps it up. And Timmy Lincecum on the mound said, "Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's the giraffe, and he's my friend, and I know him."
If Bell keeps doing that, he might find himself out there all the time. Here's James Jones. Jones came in as a pinch hitter and struck out yesterday. Yeah, so he's my friend. Is that what he said?
Oh yeah, you are a pitcher's friend when you come a long way and make one of these plays. Completely out of position from first base to left field, but hey, he looked like he plays left field every day on that play.
I'm going to save that description that you just went through for our Emmy tape next year.
Well, expect the same results as this year then.
All right. And that pitch is high, 3-1. Right there, 3-2. That if I was going to look for a pitch, that would be one I'd want to look for.
That may be the whole philosophy behind this lineup today and the game plan that the Mariners have against Lincecum. Lincecum sits soft. Almost that he got him up.
First base runner for the Mariners. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Hey guys, little bad news, but I'm going to tag it with some good news. Hunter Pence shut down for the next 5 to 6 days. Splint has been put back on that left wrist. They need to calm that tendonitis down. Good news, Blanco feeling much better. Did a whole bunch of baseball activities today. And Bruce Bochy hoping they can activate him as early as tomorrow. Guys?
That is good news. Here's Brad Miller.
Well, you just have to be patient if you're the Giants. And just remind yourself that injuries are part of it. But it is not easy going out there without Pence. They are a different offense with him in the lineup.
So that was Lincecum's first pitch out of the stretch. And Jones goes. And Susak's throw is going to go into center field. And Jones is going to end up at third base. Well, at some point, I think, Mike, you have to make a decision if you're Susak whether you should throw or not. Because he had stole that pretty easily.
Well, I mean, you're in that go mode. You know you're not going to get a lot of help with Lincecum. He's slow with the release. I think if that had been a more accurate throw, they may have had a chance at him. You'll never know.
Two balls and one strike. Miller in the game last night went 1 for 4. Into center field, Pagan right there. And that's going to end the inning. No runs, a walk. One left. Here's the nice play by Brandon Belt, and Lincecum's reaction. Giants are coming up. It's 0-0.
Bay area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Well, don't miss out on the chance to win a 2014 World Championship ring created by Tiffany & Company. And this is identical to the rings given to the Giants players and the coaches, but the ring will be personalized with the winner's last name. Deadline to purchase tickets is Sunday, June 21st. That's this Sunday at 8:50. So purchase tickets at sfgiants.com/ring raffle. Minimum purchase is $10. Very cool.
Here's Buster Posey, and the first pitch is low and in. Buster hitting at .293 with 9 home runs, 36 driven in. 1 for 4 last night, and here he shoots one up the middle for a base hit. So Posey, who lifetime against Happ was 2 for 3, now 3 for 4 lifetime, and here's Crawford.
Second inning in a row, the Giants have been able to get that leadoff hitter on base.
So Crawford hitting at .286. A couple of hits last night. And he takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Matt Duffy and then Brandon Belt. We are in the second.
404 against lefties.
And a strike at the knees. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Morrison holding on Buster Posey. Two balls and a strike. Knapp wants a new baseball. Big swing by Crawford, 2-2.
We first saw Jay Happ with the Phillies. He was a 3rd-round pick for him in the 2004 draft. Came up with the Phillies and then went over to Houston in 2010. Was with the Astros 2000 till 2012. Then was traded to Toronto and was with the Toronto Blue Jays until this year when the Mariners got him.
Got him. 1 out. Warriors NBA Final Central, pre and post Sportsnet Central coverage before every game, post game and on through Sportsnet Central, all the way to the playoffs. Game 6 coverage will begin today at 4 p.m. So here's Duffy. And Duffy takes high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Hey, first Giants game. Welcome.
It's a treat.
All decked out, got their orange and black on. They'll be back.
Duffy out of plate on the right field line. Two balls and a strike with Belt on deck. Posey at first. Duffy takes a strike, 2-2. All right, it's Cole Pearl's first game.
It's going Cole. A bit. He's part of the club.
He is. High and deep to left. Back Smith. It is out of here. And Duffy gives the Giants the lead. Tell you what, he has got a quick bat.
He's got a quick bat, middle in, that's for sure. And he will look away, he'll look in, and he will guess with 2 strikes. They set the target at the belt, and I mean, that's a pitch you see a lot of guys break their bats on. And it stays inside it. He did not hook it. Wow, indeed. And he just caught Joe Panik in the home run race. Number 6.
Here's Belt, and Belt takes wide. It's 1-0. You don't see many guys hit that pitch.
Well, not fair. Not on the screws. He hit that right on the sweet spot. I bet if you throw that to 100 guys, 96 of them break their bats. I mean, that's just a great job of staying inside it and then throwing a barrel through it. And that's another thing, too, from J.A. Happ's perspective. You throw that fastball in, if a guy does square it up, he's usually going to hook it foul. And it found a good home.
2-1 to Belt, and Belt pops it up. Moving over is the third baseman, Seager, and it's on top of the dugout. So it's 2-2 with Andrew Susak on deck. And he got him. Second strikeout, and here's Susak.
It's amazing what a 2-run home in the second inning will do to a team that's been struggling offensively. It'll absolutely create some air in the dugout.
And in the broadcast booth.
Hey, nice home run call, by the way.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Susak fouls it back. One ball and 1 strike. Happ to Susac. And it's low. Tim Lincecum to follow. There's the two of them that you're talking about.
Joe Panik, Matt Duffy, they have a little home run race going on. We'll talk about it. But Panik had taken the lead, and Duffy just caught him.
Three and one to Susac. Here, if you're Susac and you get a decent pitch, just let out the shaft. And he hits it high and foul down the right field line and out of play.
Good balance in that swing. 3-1.
I thought he did just that. Susac, another pop-up, maybe playable. Morrison over. Morrison, and it's just out of his reach. Too bad. A good effort by Morrison.
Not a lot of foul territory here in this ballpark between the baselines and the dugouts. Comes over, find the railing, and here comes the lean. That's a little elevator that he's reaching across.
Susac's going to take the walk, allowing Lincecum to hit. So that's a mistake.
It absolutely is. And the point you make about allowing Lincecum to hit, that's a significant thing. Plus, Lincecum's having a year with the bat. 3 for 19 with a double.
He's due to knocking on the pond here pretty soon. One ball and no strikes. One ball and one strike. Lincecum on the ground, and it's right at Seaver. And that's going to end the inning. Giants on the board twice. Posey a single, Duffy a big one. And when it leaves the yard like this one does, it's 5-5, baby. 2-0 Giants. Michael Milken with us, and if you see Michael, that means something's up.
And that's true. But here's what's up. More men are alive, more men are living, and here's what's down. The death rate from prostate cancer and most other cancers.
All right, here's Mike Zunino facing Tim Lincecum. All right. So the very first year you did that was what year?
96.
And since 96, the death rate has gone down. That's what I'm assuming you're saying.
More than 50% from projected levels.
Wow. And is this primarily because you've done your very best to get people to go get checked?
Two reasons. One, San Francisco Giants Major League Baseball awareness program. The month that most men get checked is the month of July, right after Father's Day. And so early detection has made a huge difference. The number two is 6 new drugs, many of which have little to no side effects, have been funded by the $45 million from home runs we've raised. Just take that beautiful home run we saw a few minutes ago.
Matt Duffy, he added to the pot.
He sure did. That was worth $15,000, which we've ended up matching these home runs 15-1, raised over $600 million.
Wow.
And today, a man who's diagnosed with prostate cancer has a 99% chance of living 5 years or more. And there's probably 1 million men alive around the world today since we started this program that the research centers had predicted would have passed away from prostate cancer if we had the constant death rate. So it's been an amazing accomplishment, almost as good as the 3 World Series by the San Francisco Giants.
Well, we're a little biased in that department. We got to tell you, Mike.
Well, that leadership by Larry Beer, what can we say? Well, it's just exciting to come out and see him at the ballpark is my idea.
Well, the fact that Larry's standing behind you, I'm sure had a lot to do with that. Otherwise, you might have given Mike and I the props for the 3 out of 5.
Well, no, you've got them. You've got them. And I think the other thing that's exciting for me, I went to Berkeley. My wife, Lori, went to Berkeley. And when you come up here, you can see on a clear day that Campanile at Berkeley. But is there a more beautiful setting in baseball? I don't think so. I've been to all 30 ballparks. Of course, we're seeing all 30 teams play this year. We had a tough road trip. You think you've had a tough trip here recently with Arizona. We had 7 games in 4 days, 3 doubleheaders.
That's a lot. That's a lot of baseball.
Yeah, here's Jay Happ with 1 out. Zunino struck out. We're with Michael Milken. This is another terrific time of the year where he goes around, he visits ballparks, he visits organizations, and we see the zest that you have with this. Clearly, this is a passion of yours, and you still have a lot of joy doing it.
I do. The original theme, you remember, was keep dad in the game. Come out to the ballpark. Remind your dad to get checked for prostate cancer, that simple blood test, just like checking your cholesterol, or your brother or your grandfather. And there's really no other sport that you can sit and talk and have a conversation during the game. Try to do that during a hockey game sometime.
Well, you had some researchers and supporters on the field before the game. Just tell us about this. These are people. Well,
there's my number 1 supporter, my wife Lori, and our oldest grandchild, who's traveling with us here. And the exciting thing, probably one of the most exciting things that's ever occurred in medical research is the concept of immunology, that we can energize your immune system and it can deal with your cancer. And it started 20 years ago in '96 when we started this right over at Berkeley with Jim Allison. He came over to UCSF. It's now a approved drug of Bristol Myers. And it's just been an amazing thing to see the potential of immunology. And when you think, why do you get cancer? Well, one, inflammation, your immune system's been compromised, or you can't recognize cancer, or it's been switched off. This switches it back on, it recognizes it. And not only prostate cancer, which we worked on, and in melanoma today, phase 4 melanoma patients, 90% died within 9 months. 2 to 3 years out, 50 to 60% are in total remission. And it all started right here at Berkeley and UCSF.
Here's Smith, who takes the ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
So you can go to pcf.org. You can learn about nutrition that we've talked about the last 20 years. And you can learn about all these new therapies that are not only affecting prostate cancer, but all forms of cancer. And not only that, many other diseases today, because of the sequencing of the genome and the work done by companies like Amgen, that's located right in this area, or Chiron. This has been a center of modern research, which is changing the life expectancy around the planet, and also turning life-threatening diseases into chronic diseases. So I'm probably the happiest guy to be in the ballpark. Since they told me 22 years ago I had 12 to 18 months to live, and just to be able to come and see the two of you, what a thrill.
Yeah. There's a base hit to left field for Smith. That's going to bring Cano up. But so, you know, look, over the last 20-some years, your message really hasn't changed that much, has it?
Well, it's go out and get checked, one. The other message has changed dramatically is there's new treatments today, and even if you fail, your surgery or it doesn't work, or chemotherapy doesn't work initially, or radiation, these 6 new drugs are basically putting their cancer into suspended animation today. And a number of our board members, you just flashed on a couple of them in the stands, had failed both radiation and surgery and are in total remission today due to these new drugs. Wow. And so the message has changed in that we are in the 7th inning of our battle with cancer and many other life-threatening diseases. And we have a good chance over the next decade to put some of these diseases in the history books.
Here's the 0-1 to Cano, and he bounces this one to Panic. That's going to end the inning. And Michael, thank you for stopping by.
Great.
Look, the message is fabulous, and you.
PCF.org. PCF.org.
PCF.org.
Thank you.
And Jeff Gordon's final race, June 26th through 28th at Sonoma Raceway. Visit racesonoma.com for tickets.
Log on to csnbayarea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich provides wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants this season with breaking news, video, special features, and the best part, much more, only on csnbayarea.com as Nori Aoki is going to lead things off. A 2-0 lead for the Giants on the Duffy home run. And again, thank you for Michael Milken for stopping by. And it's a pretty good report every year.
Well, pretty remarkable indeed. And the fact that he says that we're in the 7th inning in the fight against cancer is amazing. There are truly miracles that happen every day. And they're happening here in the Bay Area. And Michael Milken adamant about praising the research and the accomplishment. And then for everybody who has been affected by cancer, whether it's happened to them or someone in their family, I mean, this is really great news. So it is the 20th anniversary, and I hope we hit lots of home runs, partner.
Well, I can assure you that if this were going on in the 70s, as this is bounced to Cano, who gets up and throws, and they got him. Aoki's retired. That I would not have been one of Michael Milken's favorite players, because I was the guy that never left the yard. Remember?
Well, you need home runs. I think, you know, for certain guys you have to extend, like a bunt single, you know, would be equal to.
Well, or
prorate the hits.
Whatever a home run is, double it for bunt singles. Absolutely. I mean, what are you going to see more of in a week? Home runs or bunt singles?
Well, you're right. I mean, I think they should give something for bunt singles. If you're getting 15 grand a home run, that should be worth like, you know, $80 or something.
I thought I gave him a great suggestion when he left. There's a good-looking group. Ah, we're on TV. Line drive and a base hit to right field for Panic. A one-out single bringing Pagan to the plate. So here's Pagan, who bounced into a double play in the first inning. Buster Posey to follow. Pagan on the ground to third. Seager, nice throw to Cano, and that's a double play. And the second one that Pagan has hit into today, although he hit that ball right on the nose. Fourth inning coming up, 2-0 Giants. Dated 1952 with the Giants trailing 7-4 entering the bottom of the ninth against those dreaded Cardinals. Bobby Thompson hit a walk-off grand slam against Willard Schmidt, lifting the Giants to an 8-7 win. And that all happened on this date in 1952. Walk-off grand slams in franchise history, Bobby Southworth. The one we just mentioned, Bobby Thompson, swing and a miss by Cruz. Leon Wagner did it against the Dodgers. Jack Hyatt, Mike's old teammate,
Hunchy.
He did it, and Bobby Bonds did it in 1973. None in Giants postseason. It's pretty cool.
So, I mean, it really is a rare swing of the bat. I mean, just to have a grand slam in the playoffs, that's a rare swing of the bat. Let's see that last year with Brandon Crawford in Pittsburgh. But a walk-off, come on.
Chuck Hiller hit a grand slam in World Series competition. Strike 3 call. Cruz is out, and here's Seager.
Second strikeout for Lincecum.
Seager hit a fly ball to Belt, who made a very nice running catch in the second inning. And it's low.
That's a good hat right there. I don't think that's the first time he's worn it either.
2 balls, no strikes. You don't think?
No. That's a good one. It's got attitude.
Pagan circling underneath it towards left center.
Oh my word. Bacon wrapped hot dogs. And there is no cure for that. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that.
All right, there you go.
Who comes up with that idea?
There's a course at University of Wisconsin.
Yeah. Hot dog development.
It's how we can doctor up a hot dog to actually make it worse for you than it really is.
Well,
but good. I mean, you know, at some point there is a point, maybe during the week or during the month, where you can have a bad food day, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, I hear that from you all the time. Well, today's
Sunday.
It's either been a bad food day or it's going to be a bad food day.
Bad food Sunday.
Yeah, I've heard you say other days though too.
Well, it depends on what's in front of us. And in looking at that bacon wrapped hot dog, I think it could be a bad food Tuesday.
Hit it in the air to Pagan. Notice our director didn't put that on when Michael Milken was in the booth, right?
best we've ever seen. Tom Willis, born without arms, tossed a strike, a perfect strike to Sergio Romo. His first pitch highlighted the many talents of those born with disabilities. And Tom Willis, he lit this place up. And that is our T-Mobile game changer.
Yeah, I checked around the number of different baseball outlets last night, this morning, and they all covered it. They had it.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Here's Buster Posey, who takes a strike. Buster singled and scored in the second. Crawford on deck, and then Matt Duffy. Duffy's home run has given the Giants a 2-0 lead. Two and one to Buster Posey.
Hey, I like your hat.
2 balls and 1 strike. 3-1. Hap trying to get Buster Posey to swing at a pitch below the strike zone, and Buster's not buying it. That is both cheeks into that one. It's 3-2.
That's good balance in that swing indeed.
And this is a soft line drive to Miller. Well, Giants fans, next time you're looking for great seats, get the StubHub where there are no surprise fees at checkout. That's right, at StubHub, the price you see is the price you pay. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the San Francisco Giants. Here's Crawford, 0 for 1. He struck out. If you're Buster Posey, you go back in that at bat. Maybe you're not quite as upset about that last pitch you swung at, but the one before that, the one you missed.
The 3-1. I'm sure he would have liked to have done more with that pitch and foul it off.
Day baseball in the city. Our fans really enjoy day baseball during the week. And I don't think it's a let's play hooky from work deal. I don't. I think people circle it on their calendar and they go, all right, we are going to take a little time off. Work half a day. Come on out. Take your tie off. And a light jacket or shirt. Have some fun.
Wow, it's just gorgeous.
And Crawford goes around, so Hap strikes out Crawford for the second time. And here's Duffy.
Oh, well, Matt Duffy has got himself a fan club. I love San Francisco.
Is that a one-man Wolfpack fan club?
I think it is.
And Duffy with a base hit. Uh-oh. Now what? Yeah. What are those? Bullet pouches to put beer in?
No, those are Duff beer cans. Which I think you can put a beer in. It's a challenge fastball right at the belt and just thinking the opposite way. I've got to get one of those suits. That's a good one.
I can think of a lot of guys that would look good in a suit.
So there's your answer.
Is he putting weenie dogs in there? What's he doing?
Oh, I think he's putting his beer in that little pouch. I think the guy that designed that was laughing the whole time he did it.
Oh, absolutely. He did it, I guarantee you, after 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah. He had some help.
Duffy with his lead. He does not go, and Belt fouls it out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hey, look who got a ball. Gamer Babes being rewarded.
She wasn't going to let that beer go either, was she?
No.
Nice play by Zunino. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Duffy at first, 2 and 1 to Belt. Belt down the left field line, giving chase to Smith, but this is going to curl into the seats. Attitude.
Well, I mean, the baby giraffe hit it. She came here supporting this guy.
Made a nice play in left field. Starting in left field today. Went a long way, stuck out the glove. Bingo.
And I think that's a fun play for him. And Lincecum was digging it.
Belt's a little speedier than you think. I mean, once he gets going, he's got those long strides. He's got some big flippers on him, but he can move.
Giraffe earrings. Oh, yeah. Fired up.
Belt again out of play. And the fan brought a glove, got the ball, handed it to a kid. Kids are like, that's awesome. Did the old man go down and he's waiting for Dad to get up? Got him, and that'll end the inning. 4 strikeouts for half. It's 2-0. Giants. Ninth, 2000. It was the Mariners and the Giants. The only other series against Seattle played here at AT Park. You see some of the players in uniform Ricky Henderson was on the other side. So was A-Rod. Bonds. We saw Dusty Baker, Stan Javier, Jeff Kent. And this is hit well to left field. Belt looking up. It is gone. And Brad Miller goes the other way. And it's a 2-1 ball game.
You don't see it happen very often in this ballpark where a left-hander will go to left field. And whoever caught the ball in the bleachers just threw it all the way back into the Giants' infield. I don't know which one's more impressive. The opposite field home run or the wing back to the infield. A breaking ball that hangs up, and Miller stays right through it, backspins it right on out of here. Nice swing of the bat.
Zunino. And he lines it past Duffy into left field, a base hit. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys. Well, check it out. It's the Craw Claw. If you don't have one, you need to get one because not only will you have a super cool item, guys, show your claws. There they are. You're going to be helping out a great cause. 100% of the proceeds of the Craw Claw, which you can get at the Dugout store, will be going to the Casa Colina Center for Rehabilitation, where Brian Stowe and Jalen Crawford's father have both received treatment. The Crawfords, the Stowes, and they've partnered with Windcraft to make this possible. So if you don't have one, go get it. Goes to a great cause. Gentlemen.
We got him. We got him.
Give me some. Yeah, nice.
We got him. I love the Craw Claw.
Yeah, they're very cool.
So here's Happ trying to bunt. And he bunts it out in front of home plate. Susac to Crawford. Crawford to Panic. Oh, I don't know about that one.
Bill Welke, the first base umpire, making the call. I think this one may have a chance of being overruled.
Yep, they got him.
They got him.
So John Hirschbeck and Bill Welke are going to take a look at it.
Well, you can see it right away. As the ball just didn't clear and get out very far away from home plate. So Susac has got a very good arm.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity. This should be one of the fastest reviews of all time.
You would think. And here is the end result. They got him by a bunch.
So I can write. Are you saying I can write it down?
Yeah, write it down. 2-6-4 is the double play.
And you'll hear the crowd reaction.
So a nice play, Andrew Susac. And a good turn from Crawford to Panic to complete it.
So here's Logan Morrison, who's bounced out and popped out. And he takes low, 1-0. Giants 2 runs on 5 hits. The Mariners 1 run on 3 hits. All the runs in this game have come by way of the home run. There's a strike. Low to Morrison. Outfield straight away for Morrison. Taps it foul. 2-2. High fastball, 3-2. That's come his walk 2, and neither of those walks hurt him. And he walks his 3rd hitter with Smith coming up. Seth Smith has flied out and he's bounced out. And a quick toss to Buster Posey. Morrison's got 3 steals.
Had a steal in last night's game. I mean, he's not a guy you think is going to steal, but if you don't pay attention to him, if you don't stop him, more than capable of going.
Susac lost it just for a second and then found it right underneath him. Robinson Cano on deck. He hit if Smith extends the inning. 2 balls and no strikes. High and foul. And out of play.
All right. Nice play. Psyched. Gamer. Now let's take a look at the play. With the hat. Wow. It's a lot easier with a glove, though, I gotta tell you. Although the hat was impressive. Well, somewhere there'll be a party tonight celebrating that play.
Two and one to Smith. And Morrison had a lean going.
Absolutely did.
Runner goes. And Morrison has stolen another one.
And again, if there had been more accuracy with the throw from Susac, they'd have had him. And today, Susac has really had a problem missing high. That's 3 high throws. Let's see, once Crawford has to leave his feet to go get the ball, I mean, there's no chance.
2 and 2 to Smith. Smith hits this one on the ground to Panic. And Panic from shallow right field is going to throw him out. Miller's home run makes it a 2-1 lead for the Giants. Giants fan must have. Friday, July 10th, it's social media night presented by AT&T, and your special event package includes a ticket to the Phillies game and your very own Pence on the Fence doll. sfgiants.com/special events. So here's Susak.
Taking a walk around the yard, you see Orlando's Caribbean Barbecue. Crab shacks out there, the food out there in the food courts behind the center field scoreboard is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Very good food.
Susak into left center field. On the move is Jones. He can't get it. Susak has got a leadoff double.
Gets both cheeks into this one, and he knocks it right through the gap. Jones, the center field, I mean, he's got great range, and they had no chance to catch up to that one. Home run in a lot of ballparks. That ball was hit well.
So here's Lincecum. Bounced out to third. Here he shows bunt, and he lays it, down a little too hard and foul. Lincecum will try to do the same thing, only this time keep it fair. And this is going to be popped up, and it's just going to be out of the reach of Seager. So it's nothing in two.
If you're a left-handed hitter hitting off a left-handed pitcher, the easiest place to put the bunt down is on the third base line. And ideally, you want the third baseman to leave his position to come in to the bunt area, which provides an open lane for the runner.
Lincecum swinging and missing. So that's going to make Jim Lincecum unhappy, and here's Noria out.
Well, he made a mistake there too. When the ball went in the dirt, he had to leave that batter's box and make that catcher make a throw.
So here's Noriaoki, who's 1 for 2. Low. Steve Decker is coaching at third. Roberto Kelly, we found out early this morning, and our condolences to Roberto and his family. Roberto's mother passed away. Mother-in-law, I beg your pardon. So Steve Decker taking on those duties as this is popped down the right field line, and it's going to be Morrison who makes the catch, and that'll bring up Panik. Panik lined a single into right field in the third inning. Yeah, he's ready. Steph's ready.
Steph is ready, always.
One ball and no strikes.
Giants would love to get that run back. Opportunity here for Panik, who's had really good balanced at bats against Happ today.
Not there, 2-0.
I mean, that's the one. When you watch Panic take his at-bats against left-handed pitchers who have big sweeping breaking balls like you just saw from Happ, he doesn't chase those. He's real good about staying in the strike zone even with those.
I don't know. It looked like Happ's wanting to face Pagan instead.
And he has a little history with Pagan. He doesn't have much or any history with Panic unless they face each other in spring training. Or at least he's pitching him that way. Like he isn't really quite sure where he wants to throw the ball.
And that's a 4-pitch walk.
If you have any apprehension about a pitch to a hitter you don't know about, you're not going to finish it. And you will nibble, and that's what that was all about. And he hasn't exactly been fooling Pagan either. Pagan has hit into 2 double plays, but both times he squared the ball up well.
Pagan hit the ball sharply in the 3rd inning, only to find the glove of Seager. Here he takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Happ thought he had a strike. There's a strike. That evens the count. Pagan steps out under the watchful eye of John Hirschbeck. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Susac and Panic are your base runners. 2-1. By the way, Warrior shirt, where'd you get it?
Giants Dugout Store.
Come on.
Yes, Giants Dugout Store has Warrior stuff. Very cool.
Where I got mine too.
So we are wearing the Warriors colors quite proudly today, wishing them the best.
2 balls and 1 strike. Fouled. Good swing by Pagan. 2-2. Two and 2 to Angel Pagan here in the 5th. And a full count.
It's a big pitch. I mean, that's going to start the runners now. And I cannot believe that Happ is going to nibble here 3-2 with Buster Posey on deck.
Susac and Panic will be on the move. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. They go. Swinging a foul out of play, and we'll do it again. Looked like Jay Happ got a little extra on that fastball. He threw his best one maybe of the day.
Yeah, it is. Best velocity pitch that he's throwing, 93 miles per hour. So he knew he had a challenge, so he put a little reach back velocity in there. And Pagan a little tardy on it, so that extra 2 feet would help.
Three and 2. Susac and Panic will be on the move. Into right center field. Is this going to fall? It is! Susac scores! Pagan said, I was owed that one. It's 3-1.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, 3 at-bats today, and the ball that he hits the poorest, he gets a base hit and an RBI. But what a big RBI it was, as the Giants do indeed get that run back that they gave up in the top of the 5th. And extend the lead to 2 runs. Now let's watch it. There's the challenge fastball with a little cut, and Pagan fights it off. Just enough to get it in the outfield. There's not a lot that Nelson Cruz could do about it. So your old teammate Rick Waits, the pitching coach for the Mariners, coming out to try and give Happ a little bit of a breather before he faces Buster Posey. You and Rick Waits played a lot of baseball together.
Yeah, we did. The old Cleveland days. I think he's moving around better now than he did when he was a player with the Indians.
Well, he's got the Bernie Brewer mustache going.
Yeah, he didn't have that. But he had a good curveball.
Good pitcher.
Here's Buster Posey, who's 1 for 2. And a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
And that was a Rick Waits curveball. And Rick Waits can throw it, and he can teach it.
Posey on the ground to third, and that'll end the inning. A run on 2 hits and a walk. 6th inning coming up.
Brandon Crawford should be an all-star. We have some evidence to show you that he should. It's our Togo's big play. The Togo's way last night, the 7th inning, all belonged to Brandon Crawford as Morrison and Jackson both grounded out. Cano tries to sneak one by him with a bullet, but his glove is there. It's just too good. So now, go to sfgiants.com and vote for Brandon Crawford for the All-Star game. Gentlemen?
And the first pitch, Cano to Pagan. What do you call that, a gift?
One pitch out to start an inning is a gift.
Yeah. I think I could do a game now if you wanted to take a day off, and then I could just use your stuff.
Well,
that's a gift. There's that one pitch out, and that's a gift. See?
You did it better than I did.
You could do the Vince Scully. Here's Cruz. And a called strike. No balls in one strike. This is the beef this inning. Cano, Cruz, Seager.
The heart. 3 good hitters.
Look at that. 2 balls in 1 strike. I got Cruz's attention. There's no doubt. We've known Lincecum a long time. That certainly was not his intent to get the hitter ticked off.
just missed. Two-seam fastball, and we've seen that a lot with Lincecum over the years, where he'll start that thing in the middle of the plate and it'll come completely across the plate into a righty. So with a 2-run lead, the 3-1 count, doesn't want to walk anybody. He goes right after Cruz. Just a fastball challenge, saying here.
Got him.
And he saves a curveball for a little surprise, and for the second time today, he strikes out Cruz looking. A little drop curveball right on the outside corner. And Cruz was walking out of the box. He knew it.
So here's Seager. Couple of fly balls off the bat of Kyle Seager. He's going to dump this one down the left field line. Belt's going to play it on a hop. So Seager with a 2-out single. Sunday the 28th is Hello Kitty Day at AT Park. The first 20,000 fans are going to receive a Hello Kitty Giants bobblehead. It's a collector's edition Hello Kitty Giants gnome as well. Reminder, to receive the Hello Kitty Giants gnome, you need to purchase a special event ticket. sfgiants.com/special events. Here's Jones. Jones walked in the second, hit a fly ball to Pagan in the fourth.
Just misses. So Susac sees something here. He wants to talk to Lincecum about. Pretty straight away in the outfield in defensive James Jones. Well, this is a big pitch. Big pitch, because one of the guys who's had the best swings against Lincecum is on deck. Vidal Nuno, the lefty, starting to get heated up for the Mariners.
And a strike. It's 3-1.
George Cantos very quickly, and I mean very quickly, heading down there to get loose. So a 2-out rally now for the Mariners.
Favorgetti coming out.
And Lincecum knows one thing about Miller. He knows he is a good high ball hitter. His last at bat, he went opposite field out of the ballpark. That's the lone run for the Mariners, but it was a hanging breaking ball that he got underneath and just backspinned it out of here. So he's got power, and he proved it going opposite field.
So John Hirschbeck comes out. He's going to break up the meeting. Miller step up to the plate. You saw the home run on the fifth, hit a fly ball to Pagan in the second. Just outside for a ball, 1-0.
Missing by a whole bunch. But it has created count leverage for Miller.
And a strike. So Lincecum comes back in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Takes a little off. A split finger in the inside corner.
At second is Seager. At first is Jones. This is into center field, a base hit. It's going to score Seager. Jones goes to third. And a 2-out run here for Seattle in the 6th inning.
And here comes Bruce Bochy.
So Giants fought hard to get that 3rd run in the 5th, and Seattle comes back here in the 6th. And it's time for a change. Things speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. It's now a 3-2 ball game. And George Cantos will face Mike Zunino with the tying run at third.
And those are the numbers for Cantos, but there is one statistic that's even better than his regular numbers, and that's his ability to leave inherited runners on. He's inherited 14. He has not allowed one to score, and he's being challenged right here with runners at first and third.
And a strike to Zunino right on the outside corner. It's 0-1.
Fastball right on the outside corner. So whatever Zunino was looking for, he was not looking middle away with a fastball.
Down low. Came back with the same pitch.
A line for Lincecum, 5 hits allowed, 5 2/3 with 4 walks, so 9 base runners in this outing. Responsible for the runners on base, 3 strikeouts.
Hit out to right for Aoki. As he settles underneath it, and that's going to end the inning. So another fine job by Canto. 3-2 Giants.
Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Close one here today. It's 3-2 Giants. Mike and I, at some point this year, we're going to do a game inside the Gotham Club. We haven't quite set up the details on that, but it's going to happen.
Well, it's extremely cool. They've done an incredible job. And it's open before the game, after the game. But just a great vibe in there. And you're right, we have not done this during a game. That's the goal.
Well, part of the rules of the Gotham Club is, as Crawford fouls it out of play, is if we do a game in there, we'll be able to have a beverage or two. You didn't know that, did you?
Or 3. I'm on board. We have to do it on Harry Carey's birthday.
Yep, absolutely. Warriors. Strike to Crawford. Now Crawford has not figured out Jay Happ. He struck out twice. Neither is the other Brandon. Belt has struck out twice. Taps this one slowly back to Happ, who makes the play. And here's Duffy.
Well, the Giants, before they were the Giants, they were the Gothams, the New York Gothams. And in the Polo Ground had, in that ballpark where the Giants played many years in New York, they had a couple of areas within the ballpark that were quite unique. They had a bowling alley, which the Giants have recreated here on the suite level. They also had a bar, which they've recreated here in right field above the out-of-town scoreboard. Just extremely cool. And you have to be a Gotham Club member to be able to go. Just like back in the days of the Polo Grounds.
2-1 to Duffy.
And that's part of your view. You're looking back into the McCovey Cove. And it's just a great place.
Duffy, a 2-run home run in the second. Here he fouls it out of play. This is what it looked like. Check out the location on this pitch.
That was not a mistake. I mean, that was cut fastball in on the hands at the belt. And I believe Jay Happ takes a look at the replay. He's thinking, hey, that's exactly where I wanted to throw that ball.
And he stays alive.
I think Jay Happ was one of the most surprised people on this planet for the result of that pitch. He was expecting a hook foul ball or a broken bat.
Sharply to Miller, who makes the play. And here's Belt. Belt is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And he cues this one foul. Big matchup tomorrow night. It'll be King Felix against Madison Bumgarner. You ready for that one?
Yeah.
So am I. Vogelsong against Montgomery on Thursday. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 night games. There's Bum. And then a night game on Friday in LA. And then a couple of day games. Actually, the Sunday's a late afternoon. Broadcast says foul. It's 1-2. Can I have that? Can I have that? Can I have that? Okay, never mind. You gave it a good try, though.
Try it again.
Belt. Right to Morrison, and that'll end the inning. So, 7th inning coming up. 3-2 Giants. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. A start for Lincecum and a start for Happ. Both pitched well. Happ is going to end up with 95 pitches. Lincecum did end up with 94. Miller's got a opposite field home run, and Matt Duffy pulled one high down the left field line for a big fly. And it's 3-2. So Ackley, Dustin Ackley is going to pinch hit. One ball and no strikes to Ackley. He was hitting at 190. And Cantos pours in a strike to even the count. Skied to right center field. Pagan calling off Aoki, 1 out.
Well, it's time to cast your vote for your Giants to be part of the 2015 Major League Baseball All-Star Game starting lineup. It's happening right now. You can go to sfgiants.com/vote, cast your vote through the Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot. That's sfgiants.com/vote. And be sure to catch all of the excitement of the 86th MLB All-Star Game, July 14th, to be played in Cincinnati.
All right, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. Lopez is in.
New pitcher now for Bruce Bochy is going to be Javier Lopez. 31st time he has come in. Really has put together a very solid first half. 13 strikeouts and 17 2/3. Just 12 base runners allowed by Javier Lopez this year. And look what he's doing against left-handers. They're 0-59. That's what they're hitting. Opponents in general hit 107. He has been that good. Justin Maxwell on the double switch. He will come in. He'll bat in the 9th spot. Play right field. Aoki moves from right to left field, and Brandon Belt is out of the game.
So here's Logan Morrison facing Lopez. Outside for a ball. Morrison 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts against Javier Lopez. Two and 0. So now for Morrison, if you're thinking like he is, he's thinking, well, I got a better shot now at getting the pitch to hit than I did 3 minutes ago. And a strike. 2-1.
And there's your answer. 2-0 perfection with the location. Took away that count leverage. Robinson Cano watching. 3 left-handed hitters on the top of the lineup. Fernando Rodney finishing off his warm-up pitches. He's ready. He will pitch the bottom of the 7th.
And Morrison hits that off his foot, so it's now 3-2. Smith watching from the on-deck circle. Payoff pitch is coming up to Morrison, and he bounces it foul.
Pig Dillon.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Buster Posey's got it on a big hop. 2 outs. Nice comeback for Lopez. And here's Smith. Smith being called back. So this is going to be Mark Trumbo. Trumbo's going to hit.
Well, Hunter Strickland is ready to go in the Giants bullpen.
So here's Bochy wants Lopez in there to eventually face Cano. And the pitch is low to Trumbo, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
So Bruce Bochy has been impressed this year with how Javier Lopez has pitched righties.
Tough hop for Crawford, but he hangs in there and throws him out. Susac, Maxwell, Aoki coming up.
community. It is sponsored by PG&E and several current Giants, including Sergio Romo and bullpen coach Mark Gardner, and former Giant Tiny Mike Felder participated in the annual Challenger Clinic right here at AT&T Park. It is a partnered effort with Baseball Fantasy Camp for Kids. And the Challenger League, gentlemen, is a little league designed for kids with special needs. About 75 kids from Sacramento and San Francisco, all able to come out to the yard, work on some skills, and meet some cool people. The goal of the Challenger League is that everybody plays and everybody has fun. That kind of sounds like your motto, Dwayne and Mike, every day.
Have fun. It's awesome. Good job. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, or oil change tune-up and smog experts.
New pitcher now for the Mariners will be Fernando Rodney, the former closer who has slipped a few rungs down the bullpen ladder. You see his number, 6.49 ERA, 55 base runners and 26 in the third, and that is why he is no longer the closer. He does have 14 saves on the year. He still has great stuff. You're going to see mid to high 90s with the velocity and the fastball and a changeup.
Susek on the first pitch, bounces it to third. And on one pitch, Susek is retired. So here's Maxwell. I guess, Mike, the beauty of Lopez retiring Trumbo is he could stay in the game.
Well, you're right. I mean, with Robinson Cano due up leading it off for the Mariners in the top of the eighth, you do have Javier Lopez in there to be able to pitch to him. Ackley stays in the game in left field.
Maxwell takes a ball. Maxwell hitting at 223. And that one goes to the backstop off the glove of the catcher, Zunino. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Just good attitude everywhere you look.
Beta breakers breaking out right after the game. That's called running the bases. On the ground, this time to Miller. And Miller to Morrison, 2 outs.
Nice play.
And here's Nori out.
Brett Miller really has played a nice series here in these 2 games. Mariners shortstop with the glove and with the bat. Well, I want to finish that one point about Javier Lopez. I mean, the fact that he was entrusted to get a big power hitter from the right side out, and indeed he did. And you cannot call him a left-handed specialist when he can do that for you.
Yep.
I mean, he's still a specialist. He can still get you that lefty out, but he can get everybody out. See Romo getting loose. Original gamer, babe. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Gamer babe for 97 seasons. That's impressive.
That is impressive.
Wait for the camera.
Going strong, I might add.
97 seasons.
If he's going to pop this one foul. Oh. Pretty good effort, but not quite good enough by that man right there in the blue shirt. Did he have it? I'm sorry, that's not an easy play.
No,
if
it
you
would
had
have been.
Gloves.
Yeah.
Here's Miller as he throws out Aoki, and a nice inning for Fernando Rodney. 3-2 Giants. The Mariners tomorrow in Seattle. It'll be pregame live at 6:30. Then we'll have the game for you right at the top of the hour. And it's King Felix against Madison Bumgarner. And you can see it right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. So here's Cano. There's a strike to Cano. Cano is bounced out twice and he's flied out. Bounces this one. Panic from the outfield grass. Throws off balance. Nice play. Nice play because you're going to get a tricky bounce and you're not going to have your feet underneath you. Talking about where you'd like to have everything under control, but it's not possible on a ground ball like that. So Panic did a good job as Bruce Bochy's coming out and Romo's coming in. So good job by Lopez. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up in Smog Experts. With Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KMBR 680. Giants hanging on to a 3-2 lead.
New pitcher now for Bruce Bochy will be Sergio Romo. 30th time that he has come into a game. 0-3 with a 4.50 ERA. Look at the strikeouts. 32 against 6 walks in 20 innings.
And a slider for a strike, and it's 0-1. Romo has faced Cruz twice. He's 0 for 2 against Romo. Those are regular season games. And that slider is down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bounced to third. Duffy charging. Duffy throwing. Got him. Not an easy play, but a play that's got to be made, and Duffy did. And here's Seager.
Every day he looks more and more comfortable just mastering the footwork of a new position and being able to adapt to the speed. And Buster Posey extending that to a low backhander. Romo digging it.
Sometimes you just don't have time to get over the top. Here's Seager. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Just inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Trying to go front door with that little two-seam movement. Not missed by much.
Hook foul. 1 bounce into the seats. 1-2. For the Giants in the bottom of this inning offensively, they'll have Panic, who's been on base 3 times. Followed by Pagan and then Buster Posey, hoping that Crawford and Duffy will hit as well. Outside 2-2. Overshift is on. Playing in shallow right field is Panic. Now stepping out is Seager. Houston beat the Rockies this afternoon in Houston. 8-5 was your final. It's 2-2 now to Seager. Hit on the ground to Duffy. Right over the top, and that'll end the inning. Panic, Pagan, and Posey coming up.
Right over the top.
As this game wraps up, we know you're all going to be watching your Golden State Warriors, and we have all your coverage ready at CSN Bay Area. Our show starts at 4 o'clock today. That's when our coverage is going to begin of Game 6 of the NBA Finals as the Warriors take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pre and post and everything else on Sportsnet Central. We won't miss a beat either, will you? Gentlemen, you both came representing today. I loved your t-shirts.
Absolutely. Couldn't help it. Just the thing to do. Although I had some people from Cleveland send me a Cavs shirt.
Did they?
Yeah.
A new pitcher now for Seattle, Tom Wilhelmsen. 16th time he's coming in. He's having a good season. 21 strikeouts in 18 1/3. He throws hard. He's got low to mid-90s with big-time sink, curveball, slider, changeup. He'll give you 4 different looks, and he'll throw all pitches.
Panic pulls it foul. Nice play. John Sabraco sent 2 double XLs, one for me and one for you. And guess what?
They never came out of the box.
1 ball and 1 strike to Joe Panik. It was funny. I could tell it was a LeBron James t-shirt that he had scratched the name off and then put it back in a Sharpie. I remember he left town.
Well, that was one cartoon I saw that made me laugh. Guy comes in and he's got a t-shirt and he's going to hand it off to LeBron James. He says, "Here, could you please sign this around where the burned ends are?"
Well, I can't say enough the way that guy has played.
Oh, it's unbelievable. This whole series has been incredible. And what a year they have had in Cleveland.
2-2 pitch to Panik. Panik stays alive.
Santiago Casilla has stopped throwing. He's ready to go. He will pitch the 9th inning.
Panik, little pop-up, third base side. Seager shading his eyes with his glove, and he puts it away. Stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. You get highlights, reaction, and analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. There's Pagan. Pagan is 1 for 3. He shortens up to bunt, and he takes low. There's Hunter Pence. Watching the 1-0 pitch to Pagan with Buster Posey on deck. Outside corner strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Is Pagan barking at Hirschbeck? I think he is.
Yeah, he thought that was outside. Definitely a pitcher strike. That's definitely one that hitters will argue is not a strike. But, I mean, look, that's a first strike. And we've talked about Hirschbeck. He's got a quick fuse. Let you plead your case, and then all of a sudden he goes 0 to you're out of here in a second. Got to be careful.
The only true center fielder the Giants have is the guy in the box right now. 1 and 2.
So Will Henderson, he goes right back, same location. I mean, you're crazy not to go out there.
Pagan's got to be careful. Bruce Bochy doesn't have many options. And he kicked him out. He kicked him out. Unbelievable. He threw him out of the game with a count 1 and 2.
Yeah, but it's not like the league doesn't know about. Hirschbeck is a guy that just, you're talking to him and all of a sudden it goes 0 to you're gone. Steve Decker and Ron Rhodes getting Pagan off the field. And it really does put the Giants in a bind.
Bruce Bochy's going to go too here in a minute.
The mask is off. The arm is cocked and it is loaded, and don't think he's leaving until he gets tossed.
I agree. So Parker is going to finish the at-bat.
And these are the pitches in question. They're definitely pitcher strikes. You get one called on you, and then he goes right back out there. It was actually better than the first one, but still, I don't believe it's in the strike zone. And then all of a sudden, you're gone.
One and two to Parker. And you got him.
That's a rough at bat. That will be charged to Pagan.
And it looks like Bruce Bochy also got kicked out.
Yeah, he did. And there's, they go to the same spot, but with a different pitch. Here's a breaking ball in the back door.
Hustlers 1 for 3 in the game this afternoon. On the ground, foul.
Sounded like a broken bat, too.
So a ball and a strike to Buster Posey. Two and one. Two and two. Trying to get on for Crawford. Way outside, full count.
A little too much stick him on the fingers there with that breaking ball. Pretty easy take.
And the walk. So Crawford is indeed going to hit. Crawford is 0 for 3. Struck out a couple of times, bounced back to the pitcher. That was all off Jay Happ. And here it's wide, 1-0. Duffy to follow.
Wilhelmsen's been pretty steady to pounding the outside corner with the fastball on both sides of the plate, depending on who's up. Lefties away, righties away.
2-0.
I can't believe that Angel Pagan is sitting in the Giants clubhouse right now. Watch that last pitch going. That was a strike to me. It wasn't that far off either.
So Wilhelmsen falls behind 3-0 with Duffy on deck. And a strike. Took a little off at 91. 3 balls and 1 strike. So now Crawford can sit on a pitch he likes. Whether it's middle away, middle in. Most hitters will sit middle in. And he walked in.
Now coming up to bat for the Giants is going to be Matt Duffy, our player of the game. It's brought to you by Honda, and why not? Back in the second innings, he took a fastball right off the hands and beat the scout report and knocked it over the wall for home run number 6 on the year. He's got 2 hits already on the day and has played a very clean third base. Here's our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
So Rick Waits came out for a spell. Duffy's going to stand in. Panic popped out. The combination of Pagan and Parker struck out. And then Posey walked and Crawford walked. And a strike. It's no balls and 1 strike. Posey at second. Crawford at first. It's going to be up to Buster Posey to get a good jump. He can go on contact. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Back-to-back pitches the same. 1 Duffy took. The other one he swung at.
Like cutters at 88 miles per hour. Not sure he's seeing them. Best arm that the Mariners have in the outfield is in right field with Nelson Cruz. But he also has the least amount of range of all the outfielders for the Mariners.
Breaking ball, little pop up, center field. Cano out, he can't get it. Here comes Posey, he's going to score, and Duffy with a little looper, and the Giants pick up an insurance run. Not much Seattle could do about that.
Right. Little breaking ball. Gets right off the end of the bat. Just throws it right out over the head of Robinson Cano. And Jones, the center fielder, who's got great range. There's no way he can get in. There's not enough height on the dead bird. But that's a thing of beauty in the eyes of the Giants. And the Duff man stays hot. A 3-hit day. 3rd RBI on the day. And it was big.
McGee with a swing and a miss. Breaking ball popped up. And it's going to be out of play. So McGee falls behind 0-2. McGee's faced Williamson 1 time lifetime and he drew a walk. McGee drives it to right. Cruz can't get it. It bounces up against archway number 2. Crawford scores. Here comes Duffy. He scores. And McGee comes up with a huge pinch hit double. And don't think he needed that.
And don't think that this cheer is going unnoticed by Casey McGee. And he needed that too. 2 strike, 2 out. 2 RBI double. And he goes and stays inside the fastball beautifully. Backspins it right over the head of Nelson Cruz. And the Giants get some separation.
Here's Susak to the backstop.
Cruz going back and just gets on the warning track. And kind of got dinosaur arms on that one.
It looked like he thought the wall was right there.
Yes, he did. He's a guy who's been a DH and just isn't familiar with the territory. Can't really fault Nelson Cruz. Hadn't been out there a lot.
1 ball and 1 strike. Pass ball, by the way, charged to Zunino, allowing McGee to get the 3rd. On the ground, slowly hit. It'll be Morrison to Wilhelmsen, and that's going to end the inning. Giants add 3 after 2 outs. 6-2 San Francisco. And the new pitcher is Santiago Casilla.
Take a look at what Casilla has done this year. This will be his 30th appearance. 4-1 with a 2.45 ERA. This is not a save opportunity with the Giants leading by 4. He does have 18 saves on the year, averaging a strikeout an inning.
So here's James Jones, and he takes a strike. Maxwell comes in, or actually he moves from right to center. Parker goes to right. And the 0-1 to Jones. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. At the knees, 1-2. Mariners on this trip are 4-3. Got him. 1 out in the ninth.
Good curveball there. That's the thing about Santiago Casilla. I mean, he's got 5 different kinds of movement, and they can all strike you out.
That's pretty quick curveball. Here's Brad Miller. Goes the other way. Aoki. Not a problem. 2 outs. Zunino takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Rolling down the outside corner with that cutter. It's really become a great pitch for him.
Over 41,000 here today, and that's fouled out of play. A breaking ball that Zunino got a piece of. Lincecum went 5 2/3. He's got a chance to pick up his 7th win. Oh, 2. High, 1 2. Ackley's on deck. The 1-2 pitch is inside. 2-2.
Could have been close, but no cigar.
Hit out to right. Parker into the game, waiting, and that's the ball game. So a couple of streaks over for the Giants. They'd lost 5 straight and 9 at home. Those are gone. And behind Tim Lincecum and Matt Duffy and some nice defense in the bullpen, that's the formula.
Well, you're right. Good baseball, and that was the formula. So the conversation that Bruce Bochy has had with his regulars and these T-shirts made all the difference in the world, partner.
You're right. The Warriors T-shirts, unbelievable. Final score: it's the Giants 6 and the Mariners 2. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews, T-shirts, and the wrap. It's going to start right now.